You can't do that. The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally... You can't do that. You don't want to touch those. Don't mess. You talk to you. Peering through the port, you see an unusual land. Its wind-carved pinnacles and buttes bring back memories of the planet Corona, where this whole adventure mess started. The time pod's headrest is non-adjustable. Evidently, sequel police are all the same height. It's some sort of monitor, probably used to monitor something or other. Peering through the port, you see an unusual... You don't want to touch... You don't... You don't... You don't... You don't... It would serve. You can't use that. Your high-tech, but ugly pod stands ready to ride the wild plains of time. The shale-like shelves provide a stairway to the unknown. You've seen a lot of plateaus and sloping hills before, but this one's a butte. The entire horizon undulates in enticing peaks, curves, and crevices for which Estros is famous. As you look around at the towering rocks, immense formations carved over millions of years, you can't help but be overwhelmed by a sense of your own insignificance. Sedimentary layers of rock form a stairway which winds its way down below. You get the feeling you're not alone here. Looking out across the expanse, you see a natural bridge of rock. Looking out
Whoa! What was that?
Hey, those talon things hurt. You didn't much care for the landing either. The huge nest is constructed of sticks and assorted being parts gathered from this bleak planet. It is then cemented in place by a generous helping of pterodactyl saliva. My. Rather than the sequel policeman penetrating the inner sanctum of the nest, the reverse obviously occurred. You frisk the skewered sequel policeman and turn up a paper-wrapped wad of used chewing gum. Hey, keep your head. Hey, keep your hands off yourself. This is a family game. You can't do that. What do you want? A bone marrow sample? You've already cleaned the guy's pockets. This lumpy paper-wrapped wad looks mighty interesting. These symbols look vaguely familiar. Now, where have you seen them? You find yourself in a nest perched high above the irregular... Keep your hands to...
You've got a lot of nerve coming back here, Roger Wilco. After leaving me the way you did, you male scum. This is the last woman you'll ever dump on. Right, girls?
Right.
Said you couldn't be tied down.
I said that?
You said you had to be free to roam the galaxy.
Was that me?
You'll be sorrier than you look. We'll see to that.
Yeah.
Into the sub, fly boy.
Her spear gun is pointed in a direction that eliminates any need for second thought. This one looks committed to finding out just how good you'd look on a spit. She looks like she might be familiar to you someday. However, the gun in her hand looks like it could limit the chance of any lasting relationship in the future, or the past. The submarine has a sporty look to it, distinctly hydrodynamic compared to those fine vessels you've traveled aboard recently. You hope these women soon realize that they must have the wrong guy. You're not sure what it is, but you bet it would look cool spewing through the propellers. This is a sea cave.
Activate the door.
Sit down.
Comfy, Mr. Wilco?
Hey, what are you doing? Let me go, witch!
Shut up! Your whimpering sickens me. I'll teach you not to run out on me. Thorine is quite knowledgeable in the ways of torture. I'll let the two of you get acquainted. Thorine, do your stuff.
With pleasure, Zandra.
Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. This is Epirip 357, the most powerful hand-hair remover in the universe, and it's capable of shaving your legs clean off. I've always wanted to see a man shave with one of these, but I guess you'll do. Now you'll know the meaning of the word pain. It's a sea slug! Run, girls!
Desperately, you try to push the button, but the restraints are just too tight. Desperately, you try.
Our hero!
Wasn't he great, girls? Well, Raj, I guess we can call it even. Thank you for ridding our fortress of that slimy, awful sea slug. I know I can't blame you for backing out at the last minute. I guess I was a little overbearing. Sorry. Can we still be good friends?
Well, now, wait a minute. Let's talk about this.
No, Roger. You were right. You don't need to spare my feelings. It just wasn't meant to be. It's better this way. Well, girls, I feel like celebrating. Let's go shopping!
Meanwhile, back in Space Quest 12...
Well, what have we here?
This is the rebel scum we captured in the Space Quest 4 time sector. He had just aided Wilco in escaping. The readout on his time gun indicates that Wilco was successfully transported into this time sector as you feared.
That is no longer a concern. Wilco will surrender to us once he has learned we have captured his son. Then he will be destroyed once and for all.
Sail!
Don't mess... You pick up the ATM card. This guy looks like the living torso. He probably works for an intergalactic freak show. An Autobucks Teller machine card. In the window, a robotic mannequin struts its stuff. Why, it's Buckazoid Bill's Arcade and Sushi Bar. Watching this fine youngster brings back fond memories of your youth. Little did you know that all those hours of playing blazin' paddles were in preparation for being a space guy hero type. Watching this fine youngster... As you look around the arcade, you see that some of your old favorites are still working. Monaco Princess Stunt Drivin', Choke and Croak, Ghetto Blaster, and Dweeb Hunter. The air is filled with smoke, sweat, and ozone, reminding you of your favorite cologne, Night in Programming. This game, Dweeb Hunter, reminds you too much of your present predicament. And guess who the dweeb is? As you look around the arcade, you see that some of... The Ghetto Blaster game is completely socially irredeemable, gratuitously violent, and without a doubt, the most popular arcade game ever. Your best score on Cap'n Zappo was 251. This kid has 15,290,912. As you look around the arcade, the dead fish in the sushi bar machine appear to have been dead far longer than they were fish. The sushi bar was not one of Buckazoid Bill's greatest ideas. You're not close enough. You talk... Touching anything in here might... The sign says Ms. Astro Chicken. How strange that nobody is playing it. Touching any... Geez, this guy could be a whole basketball team.
Pardon me, sir. You appear to be in dire need of my services.
This suit is a replacement shell for some sort of exoskeletal wanderer. And hey, check out those boots. It looks like a slipcover for a snake. This looks like a pressure suit for something with upper body appendages. The well-dressed alien will want to be seen in this lovely ensemble, perfect for those nights out at the Solar Ballet. This one looks like it might have been designed for ceremonial functions.
Let me know if there is anything I can get for you.